I mean, you're not gonna be born nice, so you might as well take everything that you've learned in the past and apply it, right? It's your realtor's favorite realtor. Role models, I see y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Roll Estate. I don't know if y'all can see right now, but I'm stuck in this beautiful thing called traffic because I'm in Norfolk. I'm trying to get to the crib. But I'm gonna drop a video for y'all, so here we are. Before I get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, share the video, all that. Help me help y'all. I wanted to do a video on how my previous jobs prepared me for real estate. As y'all know, I haven't been doing this my whole life. I didn't grow up and say, hey, you know, I want to be a real estate agent, or hey, I want to help people transition to solar energy. I actually had 5 jobs prior to this. I'm gonna kind of reminisce and talk about my old jobs and what I learned from each job, which helped made me a better real estate agent. First job I ever had, I was 16 years old, bagging groceries in the Portsmouth commissary. What did I learn from that job? I think honestly that's where the grind started. Had no salary. The only way I made money was to go bag groceries and work for tips. Nothing was guaranteed. That's why I learned how to grind. That correlates to real estate is at the end of the day, you're not guaranteed anything. The more you work, the more you can make. Second job, same place, Portsmouth commissary, but I got hired by the store. I was a cashier for a year, and then I was still employed by the store, but I worked in the grocery department in the back. So I was kind of in the back, driving forklifts and stocking shelves for the most part. What I learned from that job, easy. I learned how to follow directions, which is very important. That was my first job where I legit had a paycheck. In order to make that paycheck, you gotta work. But in the midst of working, you gotta follow directions. If you're in the warehouse and somebody says, excuse me, sir, you don't have any orange juice on the shelf, do you mind going and checking the back and see if you have any? I'm not gonna go in the back and come back with apple juice. Follow directions. Real estate agent. Somebody says, yeah, Dean, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house around 250K. I'm not gonna open up my laptop and say, well, I found this 5-bedroom crib for 500K. You wanna take a look at that? It sounds dumb, but following directions is very important. Like, you need to know you need to understand what people want and give them that. My third job, I was employed by the Norfolk Commonwealth Attorney for about a year. I was a victim witness advocate. So what I did was I was assigned to the juvenile team, and whenever you have like juvenile victims of crime, it could be as stuff as simple assault to as severe as rape. I was the person talking to that individual. They had to open up to me and explain to me what happened to them, and I had to prepare them for court and kind of prepare them for the fact that the person who allegedly did whatever they did to them was going to be in the same room, and they would have to testify against them. I think what I learned from that job was the fact that not all people gonna have the same understanding as you. The biggest thing for me was me being on the juvenile team. Everybody I had to have a close conversation with was under the age of 18, and I was an adult at that time, so technically speaking, my understanding is supposed to be a little bit higher than a child. A child isn't gonna understand how severe court is to the fullest extent. So being able to kind of adapt and communicate with them in a way that they can understand was a big skill that I actually carry over to real estate now. I'm able to kind of communicate with anybody in any aspect on any levels. Fourth job, I was an intake officer or juvenile probation officer for the Department of Juvenile Justice in Chesapeake, Virginia for 3 years. So essentially I was assigned to the intake team, so I handled civil and criminal petitions. So civil petitions would be like somebody coming in filing for custody, visitation, child support, emancipations, protective orders, things like that. So I was dealing with people, adults, in very high stress situations in regards to, whenever you're talking about kids, it can get real intense. And then on the criminal level, I was basically like a juvenile magistrate. So if somebody had probable cause to file a charge on a kid, I was taking into consideration to see if a charge could be filed. What I learned in that job that translates to real estate is understanding the fact that you are handling a very important piece of people's lives. Somebody filing a criminal petition on a child, that could be astronomically, horrible to a child, depending on the case. or somebody filing for custody or visitation or a protective order. I mean, these are people's lives that you're dealing with. At the end of the day, you're a piece of paper, but this is somebody's life we're talking about here. So same thing with real estate. You know, somebody's buying a house. Mind you, it's a purchase, but usually that's probably one of the biggest purchases you're gonna make in your life. So you got people's livelihood in your hands. So you got to understand what you're doing, understand all the contracts you're writing, like, because that's all very important. In my last job, I was a reentry case manager with the Office of the Attorney General of Virginia. I used to work for Mark Herron, and that position was a grant position. Essentially, it was a program that was created by a couple of reentry leaders in the city of Norfolk. It was a coalition between the Attorney General's office, the Norfolk Department of Human Services, the Norfolk Probation and Parole Office, the Norfolk Sheriff's Office, and Old Dominion University. And what I learned from that job was how to make something out of nothing, man. In real estate, nothing is really given to you. You gotta earn it all. That position was a position that had never been made before. They were basically imagining a program that would work if all of these groups got together, and they were looking for one middleman to facilitate everything. So essentially, they found me, and I was basically given the green light to create something out of nothing. So I showed up. There was no rule book to what I could and couldn't do. I was essentially told to take these guys in jail and prepare them for getting out of jail, because these guys really don't have anything lined up. And I took that and I built partnerships in the community. I went to the jail. I made friends with some of these inmates, and I started teaching classes 2 times a week. And I did that for 2 years inside Norfolk City Jail. Graduated 5 groups, and I still talk to some of these guys on a weekly basis. It's more to it than that, but just the skill of being able to turn nothing into something is something I definitely took from being a reentry case manager in Norfolk for 2 years. So, as y'all know, I'm a real estate agent. I'm an energy consultant. Any way I can help y'all, feel free to reach out. This is the end of the video. Fighting through this traffic. I hope y'all enjoyed it. But time to get back to the grind, y'all. Y'all be easy. See y'all soon.